You're watching the Primetime News, and thank you for joining us here on the program. The short SMS code is 40920 and the hashtag on Twitter is NewsCompass. Now, President Uhuru Kenyatta has slammed the judiciary for being the stumbling block in the fight against corruption and resource allocation across the country. The president also said while addressing the judges and magistrates during the State of the Judiciary that the head of the state cited high number of injunction cases which has made it difficult for the country to collect enough revenue. The remarks by President Kenyatta come after the Chief Justice David Maraga decried the judicial budget cuts in the country amid dwindling fortunes, according to Kenyatta, that has affected the country's taxing system for the public. Our reporter Jeff Khaimba attended the judicial report launch of 2018 and 19 and has filed the following report.
How are you? Asante sana.
Just a few months after Chief Justice David Maraga made a resounding and hard-hitting remarks against President Uhuru Kenyatta, the same Maraga during the State of the Judiciary humbled by making a U-turn over his remarks before the head of state.
I would be the last person to stand and appear like Nakusomea President. The President is not only the chief of the executive, he is our head of state.
I am not in any fighting mood with anybody.
David Maraga, who seemed apologetic, however, remained firm that his arm of government has no sufficient funds to deliver free and fair justice, a request which fell on deaf ears of President Uhuru Kenyatta.
We had a backlog, and the backlog here I'm referring to cases which are more than 1 year, of 341,156. compared with the previous year when they were 372. We reduced them by 9% and brought them down. All we are asking from the budget, like it has happened in other countries, give us a percentage of 2.5%.
What CJ is saying, yes, you need more money. But CJ, your courts are the same ones. When we propose certain tax measures, you are the first ones to say injunction. Hiyo isikuja. Sasa pesa hii itatoka wapi? Bana, that one, oh, hiyo unconstitutional, sijui, hiyo itakuja review siku hiyo na hiyo. Alafu the same mouth nataka pesa.
The fierce and adamant Kenyatta call upon the judiciary to live upon their means.
Naona kuna professionals. Tunawasoma tu kila siku. Mimi sijui wanaingia kwenu, sitaki kuwataja hapa kwa sababu mimi sina vita na mtu. Nyinyi wenyewe mnawajua, wanaingia ofisi, hapana, fungeni hii project. I ask myself, why is it that 99% of these cases are filed by one person? And you, as a munampatia same day.
The judiciary for a long time has been at loggerheads with the executive over the cut of the funds without consultation. But in a quick rejoinder, President Uhuru Kenyatta claimed even his office is affected in their budgetary allocations.
You want the cases to be heard and disposed of as quickly as possible? Give us funds.
Lakini itachukua muda. Pesa ni ile hiyo tu, hakuna ingine. Haizalishwi kwa miti. Ni kodi ya Mkenya. Ni ile iko. Na hiyo tutagawanya zote. We must also think now, how do we operate? Think out of the box. How do we operate within the resources that we have? Because we must acknowledge that the areas that we focused our cuts on, I don't believe will grind to a halt the wheels of justice. Because one of the circulars, for example, which apply to all of us, is to say that we don't need to buy you 3 newspapers every day. Jameni, si ununue gazeti yako ukiingia kwa kutoka nyumbani yako, hata mimi siku hizi nanunua yangu. Ay, jameni.
CJ Maraga decried of being undermined by the state officers, but assured Kenyans this will not deter his resolve move to dispense duties rightfully. Even as President Uhuru Kenyatta looks upon the judiciary in dispensing justice more so on corruption cases in the country, the Chief Justice David Maraga has remained firm that there is no sufficient funds to harness the process. The big question remains whether indeed President Uhuru Kenyatta will be able to deal with the corruption monster that has embedded the country since the independence. Reporting for Ebro TV, I'm Jeff Khaimba.
Thank you, Jeff. Equally, a pertinent matter when it comes to the independent state institutions that ought to be interdependent. And that also happened at the height of the Brexit crisis in the UK, when the Prime Minister's prorogation of the House of Commons was equally quashed by the Supreme Court, which termed it as unlawful, following the ruling after it sat in the capital, London. Away from that, the Deputy President, William Ruto, has cautioned leaders against using the Building Bridges Initiative Task Force report to sideline other Kenyans. The DP, who made the remarks shortly after the ODM leader Raila Odinga cautioned those allied to the DP from sabotaging the implementation of the report.
ODM leader Raila Odinga and Deputy President William Ruto have gone for each other as the campaigns for the BBI heat up.
Ruto, the Deputy President.
ODM leader Raila Odinga today welcomed Ruto and his allies to the BBI information rallies, but warned that any attempt to sabotage the process will be thwarted. Raila likened the BBI to a train that has left the station, saying that no force can stop it except for those who want to board to promote unity. The DP, on the other hand, has however said no one can lecture Kenyans on the nature of people to attend BBI meetings.
Hakuna mtu ambaye yeye ni headmaster wa BBI. BBI ni ya Wakenya wote, sio private project. Sisi wote tupatiwe jukumu tu support hiyo BBI. Kama tunaweza kusupport na iko na maoni yetu, tutaisupport.
Wawache kuwa ati wao ndio manyapara, ati wa kuamua nani atakuwa BBI, nani hatakuwa BBI, nani ataenda mkutano hii, nani ataenda mkutano ile. Wewe nani alikupatia nafasi ya kuwa nyapara?
Adding that Kenya is bigger than any politician and that no one will be allowed to use the BBI to divide or sideline Kenyans. Ruto and his allied have said Kenyans, irrespective of their ethnic, religious or political affiliation, have the right to give their views as far as the BBI recommendations were concerned.
Na hakuna mtu wako na nafasi ya kutuambia wewe umeandikwa, wewe hujaalikwa. Kwani BBI ni yako? Kwani BBI ni Kenya ni yako? Wewe unatualika kama nani?
Wakienda Mombasa tutakuwa huko. Wakitangatanga Kisumu tutatangatana na huko. Si sawa? Wakipiga kona tunapiga kona hao.
Speaking during a tour of development projects in Embakasi constituency in Nairobi County today, Dr. Ruto said Kenya is for everyone and that everyone's views matters.
Well, the politics of BBI, but there are questions that remain as to whether we have addressed the questions that are pertinent ever since 1993. The same issues that the cabinet discussed then is what's bedeviling the current government as the convoy heads to the port city of Mombasa this Saturday. Now, the fate of Kiambu Governor Ferdinand Babayao Waititu will be known on Wednesday next week when the Senate convenes for special sitting to hear the impeachment charges filed against him by the members of the Kiambu County Assembly. Senate Speaker Ken Lusaka confirmed that the House has already summoned the governor and members of the County Assembly for a hearing.
The 67-member House of the Senate will sit for 2 days, January 28th and January 29th, to hear the charges and make a decision whether to uphold the decision of the Kiambu MCAs or dismiss the charges. If one of the charges is upheld, Waititu will stand impeached and therefore cease to be governor. Of the 9 impeachment charges brought to the Senate, Waititu's will be the second to be heard by the plenary. Waititu, his wife Susan Wangari and 8 others are facing graft cases after being accused of irregularly awarding themselves 580 million Kenyan shillings tenders. Waititu also faces charges of abuse of office by awarding tenders to get kickbacks. As a result, Waititu and the MCAs will appear before the full House during the sitting to defend their cases. The recalling of the House comes after the senators, at a special sitting on Tuesday, shot down a proposal to form an 11-member special committee to investigate the charges.
Senator Linturi to know. And I want Mr. Speaker...
Senators opposed to the establishment of the committee argued that a majority of its members from the Jubilee side are allied to Tangatanga wing of Jubilee Party, supporting Governor Waititu, a key ally of Deputy President William Ruto.
They were justified initially to take longer in the same subject matter. That's why.
They also believe that with a Tangatanga majority, the committee will be easily manipulated. Waititu is associated with Tangatanga and therefore a majority of the senators, including Isaac Mwaura, believe that the committee may not bring a fair report to the House.
Mr. Speaker, those are very serious allegations.
They also argued that it lacked the necessary competence and independence to hear the charges on the basis that some of the proposed names rarely attend House and committee meetings. Busana Naman for Ebru TV.
Is it in order?
Now, governors from the coastal region have firmly warned on divisive politics ahead of the Building Bridges Initiative meeting slated for this Saturday at the Tononoka grounds, Mombasa County. Led by Governor Ali Hassan Joho, the meeting is purposely for the local Monanchi, and no outsider will be allowed to use the opportunity to bring divisive politics against the BBI agenda.
The much anticipated BBI meeting in Mombasa County has seen coastal region governors gear up for its readiness and leaving nothing to chance that will cause a stir. Speaking earlier today during the inspection of Tononoka grounds, where the meeting will be held, and declare the rally a coastal affair, led by Governor Hassan Joho, they have warned against divisive politics aimed by their opponents.
Sisi tumekuja tu kutangulia kuangalia matayarisho vile yanavyoendelea ili kuanzia kesho pwani iwe inawika hapa. Tutoe mchango wetu kama wapwani bila kuingiliwa na mtu mwingine. Yao watapewa fursa yao huko. Huu ni wakati wa wapwani kutoa mchango wao na sauti yao kwa mambo ya BBI. Mwingine aje kama mgeni. Bila mzigo hata mmoja, kwa sababu ni fursa yetu. Yao watapewa baadaye.
Kwamba kuna nafasi sasa katika mazungumzo haya ya BBI tunaweza kutia agenda zetu muhimu za kukomboa watu wetu. So therefore we don't want disruption. We don't want siasa or politicizing this process.
Kuna mtu yoyote ambaye anakuja Tononoka kwa nia tofauti mbali na ile nia ya mpwani alopatiwa nafasi hii, basi yule mtu sikudanganye hatapata nafasi ya kutuletea uzushi wake.
Na tunakaribisha watu wote. Lakini kama utatoka mahali unatoka ukiwa na agenda ya kuja kwa mkutano ati upate fursa ya kupiga siasa au ya kutumia ile microphone, ole wako.
This warning has been sparked with the recent remarks by a section of Jubilee leaders believed to be Deputy President allies to recant their statement and pledge their support for BBI.
There are already published statements, a schedule of BBI rallies. We are going to participate in all those rallies, starting from Mombasa this weekend.
The move seems to spark different reactions on the motive by the leaders who have for some time now been against the BBI initiative. Meanwhile, ODM leader Raila Odinga earlier today met 4 senators from Mount Kenya region in a bid to soften the layout of the BBI initiative in the central Kenya region. Odinga lashed out the divisive politics that are aimed at tainting the BBI process.
Taking the opportunity to brief them on the BBI initiative and where we are, where we're coming from, and what are the intentions. We've generally also discussed the issues of development in central Kenya region.
For example, we have had a problem with milk, which has been selling at 17 shillings per litre. The issue is, how is BBI going to ensure that our farm products are sold for the prices they are supposed to be sold for?
Out of the handshake are coordinating and actually they are sharing on the ideas that could take Kenya into a better state.
And regarding to the BBI meeting in Mombasa County, Raila Odinga had this to say.
Very misguided and unfortunate for anybody to try to think that he can sabotage this exercise. This is a people's exercise. It is the people of Kenya who are moving this process. And I don't think that there's any force that can stop this train from moving.
The 2-hour meeting was attended by Murang'a Senator Irungu Kang'ata, Nyeri Senator Ephraim Maina, Nyandarua Senator Mwangi Githiomi, and nominated Senator Isaac Moura, who are allied to the Deputy President William Ruto. Milia Kisenya for Ebru TV.
Thank you, Milia. We'll be keeping an eye on the developments coming this Saturday by the grace of God at the port city of Mombasa County. The 2019 Global Corruption Perception Index by Transparency International shows that Kenya has dropped by 1 point to rank at position 137. With a score of 28 out of 100, Kenya has once again fallen below the global average score of 43, raising serious concerns, perhaps on questions as to President Uhuru Kenyatta's intensified efforts on the war on graft.
In the survey released Thursday, Kenya tied with Uganda and ranks below Rwanda, which managed to score 53%, the highest in the region. Tanzania scored 37%, ranking at position 97 globally. Denmark and New Zealand were cited as the least corrupt nations, ranking to off the chart with a score of 87, with Somalia, South Sudan and Syria being singled out as the most corrupt nations, scoring 9, 12 and 13 points respectively. The report indicating that Kenya had stagnated at between 25 and 28% for the last 9 years, depicting slow progress in the fight against corruption, Kenya's main threat to development and unity. The ghosts of the two elections of 2017 are back to haunt Kenya, with the global anti-graft watchdog stating that Kenya has failed to regulate funds used in campaigns despite enacting the Election Campaign Financing Act of 2013. Now this leading to open and daylight rampant bribery, which made elections in Kenya among the most expensive in Africa, a trend Transparency International says should be urgently reversed. With the new numbers putting serious questions on the president's war on graft, the anti-corruption agency further notes that Kenya is at a critical point where the relevant arms of government tasked with fighting graft need to show real outcomes to instill public confidence in the ongoing anti-corruption efforts. Transparency International adds that the recent directive by President Uhuru Kenyatta on conflict of interest among public officials has the potential to escalate the success in the fight against corruption if followed through. The TI Corruption Index measures the perceived levels of corruption in the public sector in 180 countries and territories worldwide.
Let's head to the county of Nakuru, and the National Library Service in Nakuru has introduced a book swapping program to provide an alternative or inexpensive way for people to exchange books, find out about new books and obtain new ones to read without having necessarily to pay for it. The swapping of the book is an inventive way of encouraging and improving the reading culture in the country amid mounting concerns over dwindling reading culture.
And as far as the book swap is concerned, we are looking towards at least achieving a few objectives. Number one was to help the people clear the bookshelves at least and even change their own library. You know, yes. Those books have stayed there for so long. Yes. Nobody really wants to look at them because they have learned them. There's nothing new in them. Yes. So we felt we needed to give them an opportunity at least to get new books in their own library.
From Nakuru, we head to West Pokot County, still in the Rift Valley, and reformed warriors and youths who missed out in education in West Pokot County and used to engage in retrogressive practices like banditry and cattle rustling have benefited from camels courtesy of the county government. This is after peace has been witnessed along the border of the warring communities in Karamoja, Pokot and Turkana.
Governor Professor John Lonyangapuo, who gave out 25 camels worth 1 million shillings, said that peace is being witnessed in the region and youths have transformed.
Ndio wameamua kuform group, the biggest group ever, zaidi ya vijana 6,000 vijana tupu. Ndio tumenunua ngamia hapa. Unajua ngamia pande hii ni masiwa asubuhi, ni masiwa mchana, na masiwa jioni, nimeambiwa hata masiwa usiku.
Lonyangapuo said the youths will benefit from camel rearing as they enhance local resilience to drought and improve food security. He said the camel rearing project will reduce conflict among the neighboring communities, hence reduced immigration.
Hii hapa Kapchok Ward, Unyau Center, vijana wote wa ward, especially wale reformed warriors, vijana wenye wakwenda shule, matatizo ilikuwa na watatiza, shida ya ukosefu ya kila kitu,
ndio unaona masamani sile watu walikuwa wanatamani kuiba ng'ombe ya wenyewe, lakini neema ya Mungu ikashuka, amani tukapata wakati President Uhuru Kenyatta aliniita nikiwa Senate.
John Mwala, a resident of Konyao, said livestock migrate during dry seasons, but camels remain eating shrubs.
Wakaaji ya Konyao inasema asante gavana yetu Profesa Lunyang'abua kwa kuitikia wito wetu, atupe ngamia. Hizi ngamia, hii area yetu ni area kame sana. Akifika wakati ya ukame, ng'ombe inama huko mbali, inama sehemu za Uganda huko. Sasa hizi mangamia ndio tunahitaji sana.
Mr. George Puran, a village elder, lauded the county government for the donation.
Kwa sisi pamoja na asante kwa ajili ya kupeana hiyo kamea ya kafana yetu ya kaunti. Kwa sisi hiyo watu wa Ward Kapchok, ile kupata hiyo kamea utasaidia sisi kabisa, kwa maana hiyo ni kafana yetu usaidia sisi.
Lunyang'abua cited that severe drought used to wipe out many cattle in the larger North Pokot sub-county. He said that the county government will also distribute sheep, goats and chicken to youths. In other words,
Tunaenda kupeana hiyo ishara hiyo ya wanyama, na hii ni mwanzo, kwa sababu ward nyingine tutakuwa tunapeana watoto ya mbuzi. Sapole, wengine watataka kondoo, wengine kuku, wengine ng'ombe, tunaendelea namna hiyo.
Konyao area was identified for the project due to huge losses they suffer in terms of cattle deaths once pasture runs out during dry periods. The project comes at a time when there is high demand for camel milk. Reporting for Ebru TV, I'm Kaindo Stefano.
From West Pokot County, and that story voiced by Kaindo Stefano takes us for a quick commercial break here on the program. When we come back, the business update, sports later, and after that, the discussion that surrounds the judicial system in the country that gained global reputation ever since September 2017, but again seems to be dwindling here in the country. We'll ask why, as our panel is already in studio. The hashtag rather on Twitter is News Compass, and the short SMS code is 40920. Stay tuned. We are coming back after the short break. Thank you for choosing to stay with us here on Ebru Primetime News. To business, and at least 19 trucks carrying powdered and UHT milk have been ordered back to Uganda by Kenyan authorities, according to an internal memo by the Ugandan Revenue Authority, URA. The milk truckloads with milk worth more than 27 million shillings was redirected back to Uganda on varying debts.
Kenya has also reportedly sealed off the Pearl Dairies depot in Kisumu, Western Kenya, a move that is expected to spark a trade war with far-reaching implications. Uganda has already demanded that Kenya stops hostilities on its exports or face reciprocal measures. According to the memo seen by one of the Ugandan dailies, Uganda is already targeting a number of goods, key among them juices, assorted household items and roofing materials. According to a local daily, Uganda Revenue Authority sources that sought anonymity said that although Ugandan goods, specifically milk, are cleared by the Kenya Revenue Authority, Kenya Bureau of Standards and Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Service, they are later seized by Kenya's Inland Police once in the country. Furthermore, the Pearl Dairy, which produces Lato milk, said that Kenyan authorities were not providing sufficient explanation on why Lato milk products were being seized. In the same measure, he confirmed that their depot in Kisumu had been sealed off and nobody allowed to access the premises. Emmanuel Mutahunga, the Trade Ministry Commissioner for External Trade, on Wednesday said that Kenyan authorities had informed Uganda that they were going to send back the milk. However, he noted that the matter had reached the political level where it would be handled diplomatically. The private sector foundation Uganda said that whereas he was not aware of the milk diversions, there was a breakdown in communication between Ugandan and Kenyan authorities. Uganda may be tempted to retaliate on a number of Kenyan goods, but experts have expressed concern on the damage such a move would bring to the East African community. The EAC treaty bars any form of non-tariff barriers by member states in order to ease trade.
Now, shrinking exports market and low domestic consumption have hit the local cement firms, forcing them to cut production to a 4-year low. Cement firms produced 5.37 million tons in 11 months. That's a 3% drop from 5.4 million tons for 2018.
The 11-month production has been falling consistently from the 6.16 million tons recorded in 2016 as major projects like the Standard Gauge Railway and highways neared completion. According to acting East African Portland Cement Company Managing Director Stephen Thay, government spending on infrastructure has gone down and we also witnessed slowdown in the SGR project. End of quote. Cement makers last year endured hard times due to the depressed demands and cash crunch, highlighting a tough period for the sector. Bamburi Cement issued a profit warning, signaling the lowest earnings to investors in more than 10 years, while ARM Cement, the second largest cement company in the country, was acquired by National Cement Company after sinking into administration due to piling debt and losses. Mr. Thay, however, said the release of funds to counties to fund construction projects and the recent repealing of the interest rate cap will now free up credit and lead to an upturn in production of cement. Construction of the 120-kilometer Nairobi-Naivasha rail line, one of the biggest drivers of cement consumption, was completed in the first half of 2019, drastically cutting cement consumption. Winnie Lubembe for Ebru TV.
In the world of sports, following stellar performances in the month of November 2019, Tusker Football Club forward Timothy Otieno has clinched the Sports Journalist Association of Kenya SJAC Player of the Month award. Our sports affairs reporter Davis Mbere attended the media briefing and filed the following report.
Bagging awards and accolades is one of the dreams that every player wants to accomplish in his or her playing career. It was a special day for Tusker FC striker Timothy Otieno.
Nahisi vizuri kama mchezaji juu na feel yani ile effort yangu inakuwa appreciated ya.
When we brought a player in this team, we must brought a quality player who is there to stand for the team and the value of the team. So those are good players. It depends with them how they are going to maintain their form and also to that consistency.
Otieno's November award is courtesy of his super prowess in the field that saw him score 5 goals out of 7 goals that were scored by Tusker FC. The goal tally making him to be the club's top scorer with 10 goals and the second in the Kenya Premier League standings.
Kazi yangu ni kufunga, hiyo ndio kitu ya kwanza. Na kwa kila game najaribu sana niweze kupata hiyo chance. Ambapo unapata game na unaweza pata chance 3, zingine zinaenda 4, unapata nafunga 2, saa zingine ni 1 nafunga. So kitu muhimu ni create hiyo chance. Na pia ile support napata kwa wachezaji wenzangu.
The former Gor Mahia forward scored against KCB, Western Stima, Posta Rangers,